Drop this in the.
Welcome back to the Incredible Rockers Propaganda Channel. I am your mans, as always, AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter at AK_Infinity_VVS. And we back at it with another edition of the Improvements series that we're doing here in the off season. So, Jabari Smith Jr., former number 3 overall pick. Y'all know if y'all on this channel, if you follow me on Twitter, y'all know me, man. Y'all know I'm a Jabari guy. For sure, I'm a Jabari guy, man. He's my favorite Rocket. I like big, tall guys who rebound, defend, and can shoot. Because there ain't really a whole hell of a lot of them walking around here, man. They're not growing on trees. They're really not. But we're going to get into what he can improve and whatever, but before we do that, man, go ahead and give me a like on this video because you already like the video, man. You know you already do. This is Jabari Smith we're talking about, so it's going to be a good video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy, too. I think 90-something% of y'all be watching my videos and don't be subscribed. I call that haterism, but maybe I'm just tripping. Or maybe y'all just on that 87 octane. What I tell y'all about that? But yeah, go ahead and leave a comment for me down below too after the video, during the video, right now. If you want to hate on me a little bit more, that's cool. It's all good. But yeah, Jabari Smith Jr., man, big 6'11", Klay Thompson is what he was billed as coming into the league. Now he's shown some flashes, but he still got a ways to go, man. He still got some kilometers to go, man. Some country kilometers to go, cause you know he a little the Klay Thompson comparison. That ain't looking too accurate, but I understand the premise. 3-and-D person, but I guess hyper 3-and-D person, like super good at defense, super good three-point shooter. I understand the theory, but no, it's not accurate. I mean, he has improved on a lot though from his rookie season. He's playing a whole lot smarter too. I mean, part of the rookie season too was, he had a case of the sinusitis, but yeah, he's, like I said, man, he's improved a lot. His numbers are all the way up from last season. All of his numbers is up, I think, except like I forgot what it was. Can't even remember what it was. I'll probably post it. He has a screenshot on the screen, but yeah, I think another thing too is he's probably been used a lot smarter this season too. He's been used a lot differently. Ime and the coaching staff has been able to, put him in more post-up spots, mid-post fades. Sometimes they be calling his number on some movement shooting opportunities. He's been getting some DHOs off of Şengün and snaking the screen a little bit. They've been more intentional about getting Jabari shots. I think he's probably getting, I think it's about the same amount or like one more shot per game than he was last season, but this seems a lot different. Like this is more intentional. This isn't just some afterthought BS. Like all right, we got this 6'11" guy who can shoot. Let's get him the ball in places where he's comfortable shooting. But more than that, more than just the shooting opportunities, his defense is improved too. Part of that is his improved strength. And well, some of that yoga he did in that offseason looks like it's made him a lot more agile. He can bend a little bit more. He's moving his hips a little bit better on defense, guarding little guys. He ain't out there getting punked and bullied night after night like he was as a rookie. And even as a rookie, it wasn't so much like he was getting punked. It was just he was young and his body wasn't ready for all that. And he wasn't put in a position to succeed. I mean, Coach Silas had this man really playing the drop. Like, what you doing, Silas? Anyway, good thing we got Ime now. But I think if we can really be honest here, man, like I said, man, y'all know I'm a big Jabari guy, but I think what he did this season is more of what we were expecting as a rookie. But again, like I said, different coaching staff. So some of the things that we're going to talk about as far as what I think he can be better at, some people may disagree, some people may agree. Some of it isn't really like he hasn't been working on it. Some of these things are just continue to work on them, and other things is like, yeah, you need to do this. One of them, the handles. We're not asking this man to be no Kyrie Irving. We're not asking you to be Tim Hardaway in his prime. We're talking about Tim Hardaway Sr., not Tim Hardaway Jr. We're not asking him to be AI. We just asking for functional handles to get to your spot, to get your shot up. That's really it. That's also going to help him in, gaining confidence, driving to the rim with a live dribble. I'm not asking him to cross up nobody. It's just, quick first step, straight line drive. Even help with the closeouts too, man. Because if they know he can do more than just straight line drive after a closeout, that'll make him more, available as a playmaker. And I've seen some flashes of him doing it this season too. Like there's been some games where he had like 4 or 5 assists in the game. He's done that multiple times this season. So it's not like he can't do it when he's not, when he's in position to make a certain play. Jabari, the good thing, my favorite thing about Jabari actually is he seems to always just make the right play. Like it ain't many times where you watching Jabari, you're like, bro, why you take that shot? Bro, why you make that pass? Bro, why you do this? Why you do that? Most of what he does is really in rhythm of the offense. Like he doesn't break the scheme too much. You know what I mean? He's not and I think that's kind of where some of the Klay Thompson comparisons come from is, he really just be making the right play. Most of the time, he not really taking shots where it's like, bruh, you had ABC person open and you just decided to take this stupid ass shot. Jabari wasn't doing all that. But yeah, he does need to, continue, working on that handle though, man. I think that is going to open up a lot more of his offense, a lot more of his offensive game. They'll be able to probably even run some more possessions through him a little bit more instead of just, only Jalen or only Şengün in the post. We'd like to be able to have, Jabari probably occupy some of the same positions as Şengün on offense, just to give a different look and a different dimension to the offense because Jabari can shoot it. So, got to work on that. Got to work on that handle. Another thing too that we kind of want him to work on or continue to improve upon is so partially it's improving finishing around the rim. I don't think that he has so much of a problem finishing around the rim. I think he has a confidence problem attempting shots around the rim. A lot of times he doesn't attempt the shots around the rim. He doesn't take many shots around the rim either. Most of the shots are right there in that mid post and in that mid range. Sometimes, he might have a driving lane and he'll just shoot it anyway. But I'd like him to be more confident, like actually driving to the rim and, maybe force a defense to foul you. Even if you miss a shot, force a defense to foul you. You're a good free throw shooter, 81% on the year. So we need to keep that up. We also got to get him to, he got to continue to work on his strength. I don't want him to do it too much too fast because that's going to, kind of hinder some of his physical gifts as far as his lateral mobility, trying to guard, wings and guards, on the perimeter. So we don't want him to do too much too fast. So the pace that he's going at, I think body-wise, if you even just look at the difference between his rookie and sophomore season, he's a lot more defined. The shoulders are starting to, round out a little bit. If you look at his daddy is big too. Like his daddy got size. So I think Jabari gonna end up, being all right on that end. I ain't too worried about him adding strength. What I do kind of worry about a little bit myself is the dexterity. How is he going to be able to balance adding all that strength and also increasing the dexterity at the same time? Because that's what makes him different from a lot of other 6'11" guys. Because he can bend, if he can still bend and guard guards and wings while still being strong enough to I mean, not obviously not be a full-time center, but you got to be able to, in a pinch, deal with a Anthony Davis from time to time if maybe there's some foul trouble or we want to give a different look on the offense. If we want to try something different, let's say we want to throw Jabari at the 5 to guard against let's say maybe you want to deal with Rudy Gobert. If you can keep him off the glass let's say we're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the series, we can if Jabari is strong enough to keep Gobert off the glass and punish him on the other end and make him chase him and shoot threes, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm not expecting Jabari Smith to be like a superstar player or anything. I'm not expecting him to be like a top 10 player or nothing like that. He might make one All-Star game, just depending if you have like a really good season and the Rockets winning. Sometimes you get a Kyle Korver in an All-Star game just because your team is so good and this dude is having such a good season. You might want to just go ahead and throw him in there. He might get one of them kind of All-Star burps one time, which, it ain't the worst thing in the world. That ain't nothing to be ashamed of. It's cool. However, if Jabari just ends up a super hella role player, man, I'm completely fine with that because, like I said, man, 6'11 dudes who can play defense, shoot threes, and rebound do not grow on trees. That is a mismatch problem. You can play them up at the 5, you can play them down at the 3, and you can just steadily keep them at the 4, which is perfect. You like that kind of versatility. One last thing I would say too that I think Jabari really does need to work on is he need to work on his mind. Jabari has been up and down. Like, he'll make a bad play and he'll let it linger. He'll have maybe a bad game. He'll let that linger. He has to learn to put bad plays and bad games behind him and not affect the rest of his game for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? You can't let a bad turnover make you hesitant to, stay aggressive. You can't let missed free throws, deter you from wanting to shoot free throws down the stretch in the clutch. You can't let having maybe a bad defensive game deter you from being aggressive on defense against a Zion or against a Michael Porter Jr. or one of these bigger fours that you're gonna be guarding. You can't do that. You could tell a lot of times from Jabari's face when he messes up. You can see it on his face, like he's just eating at his own self on the inside. You could tell it from the look on his face, man. I know that look. I sort of kind of used to have the same personality when I was his age. Something when things was going good and riding high, confidence was up, couldn't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? But something go down, something go wrong, you start to become hesitant. He got to remember that he didn't get to the NBA being hesitant. He didn't get to the NBA letting, little things like that bother him. You know what I mean? He needs to develop that short-term memory. Move on to the next play. Move on to the next game. Sometimes, these things make him go into a shell. Like, he can't be in no shell. He ain't get to the NBA going into no damn shell. Nah, he ain't no turtle. He ain't no clam. We not doing that, Bari. And like I said, man, confident Bari, like that Jabari we saw last year in the Summer League. Say, man, that was fun to watch. That was so fun to watch because he was sitting there talking trash to whoever was trying to guard him because they couldn't. He dunking on people. He throwing people's jump shots and layups all over the place. Like, dude looked like a straight boss out there. This is the Jabari that we need. And I'm not expecting, Summer League Bari to be a thing all the time in the league because obviously he's not the best player on the team. But there's going to be some games where we call upon him or where the flow of the game is asking for him, to be the guy to, bring us home sometimes, man. Because if a team is, loading up on Jalen, loading up on Şengün, Jabari needs to continue to be aggressive, man. He needs to be aggressive and looking for a shot sometimes. Some of that is going to come, like I said, man. He's just 20. He's still a kid. He can't even drink yet. But as we go along in his rebuild, he needs to the trajectory he's on, he's still improving. The trajectory he's on, he needs to stay on that. Keep his head down and keep working. just keep working and everything is going to be all right for this guy, man. I'm really high on Jabari Smith Jr. I think you need guys like this on the team. He's an asshole, he plays defense, he talk trash, he get in the fights. I like it. I like it all. I like it all on this team, man. He ain't no punk. Really deep down, if you ask me like 5 years later down the road, I think Jabari really gonna be one of them guys where a bunch of teams is gonna be, they'll do whatever it takes to get a guy like that on their team. And we actually have him right now, and he's young. Just projecting outward, man. I don't know what I can expect for him for next season. I'll probably get into that in the summer, but when training camp starts and we start seeing, what guys look like, physically, body wise in training camp. I'll probably do some stuff like that in the summer. I got some other videos that I'm gonna be doing coming down the pike. Just a quick preview. We're gonna run down that real quick. We're gonna do like some rivals video for next season, like what teams I think, the Rockets could be, really, going at it with next season in the Western Conference. I'm gonna do another video talking about what the Rockets can learn from this playoffs. I'm probably gonna say that for after the playoffs. Got another video that I'm gonna do about the free agents I think we would target. Probably gonna do some more draft coverage here coming up soon. Also gonna do a series where I'm talking about players that could come up for trade on the trade market and whether or not it'll be, a smart move for us to go after these players. But anyway, that's been my Jabari Smith improvements video. If you're still with me to this point, that means you like the video. Hit that like button. Stop being a hater. Can't be a hater your whole life. That's hard. That's a hard way to live. Hit that subscribe button too, because you really feeling the content, man. You listen to me one time, you want to listen again and again and again and again, and let's get it in. Go ahead, leave a comment down for me below. If you feel like you got to hate on your boy, I'm good with that. But let's have a conversation. If you feel like you like the video, if you want to add something to what I said, if you feel like I went too far, if I didn't do enough, what's your input? Holla at your boys, AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter again at AKInfinity_VVS. This again is the incredible Rockets propaganda channel, and we out.